You're not really surprised, right? You can't possibly be shocked that Bill Cosby has essentially admitted exactly what he was accused of by 10, 20, actually more than 30 women who have said in various interviews and articles that he drugged them and either had sex with them, assaulted them, tried to have sex with them. And you know, during the whole time that this was a very big story, I got some pushback from viewers as we covered it who said, you know, the media are convicting Cosby. That is true. In the court of public opinion, as the allegations mounted and as Cosby said nothing, or he gave these bizarre interviews in which he either spaced out and deflected the question, or in one case tried to pressure a reporter into not using his no comment. When all that was happening, it became impossible to believe that there wasn't something there. Now, people said, well, why did they wait so long, in some cases 30 or 40 years, to come forward? Maybe they're just making this up to get famous or get some money. So I used to have a thought experiment. Let's say that half of them are making the story up. I didn't believe that, but let's concede that. What about the other half? At some point, you had to say that with the lack of a firm Cosby denial, his refusal to give an interview and say this is complete and total garbage, that these women were not making it up, then in fact it is very difficult to come forward and look into a television camera or do an interview in which you accuse one of the most successful and famous entertainers on the planet of having taken advantage of you, even if it's many years ago, and some of them openly talked about that. So good for the Associated Press for getting this deposition from 2005 unsealed, in which Cosby says things like, talking about an incident in Las Vegas in the 1970s, we went backstage, I gave her Quaaludes, then we had sex. That's exactly the scenario that the other women have been talking about, and admitting to buying Quaaludes or getting prescriptions for Quaaludes, the sedative, in order to carry this out, and giving the drug to others, but then the questioning got cut off by his lawyer when the judge or the lawyer in the deposition tried to get more specific. Now, you might say I'm taking this personally, and in a way I am, because I grew up listening to Bill Cosby's albums, because I thought it was great in, I believe, 1965 or 66, when he sort of broke the color barrier by being a co-star on a regular network television show, I Spy, because I admired the way he spoke out about dysfunction in African-American families and the responsibility of black teenagers, a position not very popular in some quarters of the black community. And, you know, it's not that I expect celebrities to be perfect and not to have any baggage in their personal lives, but think about what this is. This is a forcible, allegations of forcible sexual assault by using drugs. The same theme in almost every case of every woman who has come forward. Some of them now feel vindicated by this revelation. And look, I know Cosby's 77, he's lost his TV gigs, NBC backed out of a project, so did Netflix. TV Land has taken his reruns off the air. He's still trying to do his live shows. What you really come down to it is, you got to say he did this to himself. His lawyer says, well, we settled that case in 2005 because we didn't want to create embarrassment for his family. Well, yeah, he didn't want to create embarrassment for his family because he couldn't ultimately deny it or prevail in a court of law. And I think there's a lesson here for the media. We have to give people the presumption of innocence. He is still legally presumed innocent because of the statute of limitations. None of this is ever going to go to trial, in my view. But in the court of public opinion, we don't have to do that. We don't have to pretend that mounting evidence doesn't translate into a great presumption that somebody did something wrong. And so Bill Cosby, it's a sad end to a wonderful career, but one in which the wound is very much self-inflicted.